What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about the newest Shudder original movie, and I was very excited to watch this. I saw the trailer for it in theaters a while back, and it got a small theatrical run near me, but just with other movies released at that time, I didn't get the opportunity to go to the theater and see this one, which is disappointing because this movie stars Samara Weaving, who I think is an incredibly talented actress who has done a lot of great things, especially in the horror genre thus far in her career. And I saw the trailer for this movie and thought it looked very interesting. And I'm really excited to tell you about the film Azrael today. Azrael is directed by E.L. Katz. In a world where no one speaks, a devout female hunts down a young woman who has escaped her imprisonment. Recaptured by its ruthless leaders, Azrael is due to be sacrificed to pacify an ancient evil deep within the surrounding wilderness. So I was really excited to watch this movie, and it was really good. I actually liked this movie quite a bit. And one of the things that really impressed me is how much it was able to accomplish when it comes to storytelling with absolutely no dialogue. There's one scene in this movie that a character speaks, but for the most part, you are building the entire lore of this world through some text that comes up on screen and what is implied through characters' actions. And I'm really excited to tell you about this movie today. At the beginning of the movie, we are introduced to Azrael, played by Samara Weaving. And we see her with her presumed boyfriend, and they're out in the middle of the woods wandering around, and they eventually are attacked by this group of people, and Azrael is captured. And we see that she is tied up to this chair, and her leg is cut. And we are told through text at the beginning of the movie that this is happening after the rapture has occurred. So these are all the people that are left on Earth after the rapture. And she gets her leg cut by this group of people, and we see this mangled, burned up looking humanoid creature type of thing that comes up to her and we're assuming is trying to cause her harm. Well, she manages to get loose and kill one of those people, and we see one of the captors, and we see the captor get thrown at this creature, and the creature drinks its blood and rips it to shreds. And she eventually flees, and we see her come across this encampment that seems to be led by this woman in white who is pregnant, and she's teaching to this congregation, and there's this little crack in the wall that we hear this wind. Presumably she is being talked to by whatever spirit or deity that she believes is communicating with her, and they are hell-bent on kidnapping Azrael, and the entirety of the film is her trying to fight for survival from this group while also evading being killed by whatever these creatures or monsters are. So like I said, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. And for starters, I want to talk about the performances. It takes a lot to act in a movie and not be able to speak a line of dialogue. And that's what makes Samara Weaving such an incredibly talented actress. She has to do a lot in this movie, and she goes through a lot of emotional highs and lows, and you get everything that you need through her facial expressions and the way that she reacts around her. We are assuming that something has happened where their vocal cords have been damaged or something to where they are not able to speak, and you can kind of hear, like in moments when she's trying to scream, like the hoarseness that's left in there even though she can't make audible speech. And there's something very visceral about that, and her performance really made the movie a very easy watch. And I feel like all the other actors and actresses in this movie do a really great job. Like I said, when you're performing with no dialogue, it can be incredibly difficult, but I think everyone does a really nice job in their roles to bring this world to life. What I really loved about this film is the story structure. You get these little title cards in the beginning that don't necessarily give too much away, but what I love is how much the director allows you to piece together in your brain. You can go online after the movie's over and read a Wikipedia article or a breakdown of what people are assuming, but you only get so much information. And I think it's incredibly fascinating of like, this is post-rapture, so you think in this world, all of these people have been taken and it's people who are left behind, and it's seemingly this group that's trying to be devout to something. What they are, we have absolutely no idea. And that's what I like. It sends your mind wandering, which makes the third act incredible. I loved where this movie went and it really took me by surprise. The action in this is great, and the practical effects are gnarly. There are some really grisly and disturbing kills in this movie, and I liked that. I feel like with Shudder, sometimes they can be really hit or miss, but I like that they always give these creators a platform to release their content. And this movie, you can tell there was a lot of time and effort and energy in the practical effects and in the violent moments in the film. And crafting these creatures, whatever they are, was just amazing. Their skin looks completely charred and they're black. And so you're asking questions of like, are these people that were sent to hell? Like, what exactly are they? And I think having your mind ponder that just makes the film all the more interesting to watch. And I was hooked to the edge of my seat. I feel like if there was one word I would use to describe this movie, it's relentless. It starts and never stops. There really isn't a dull moment in this, and there can't be, because when you have a movie that there's no dialogue, you have to keep the audience engaged through the entire hour and a half runtime of the film. And I think the director here does just that. And it's not necessarily reinventing the wheel by any means. Like when the reveal happens at the end, you'll be like, oh, I could possibly see this coming. But I think the execution is what makes this movie so entertaining. The director does a really great job from start to finish, keeping you on the edge of your seat. And Azrael's character does make some decisions in the movie that I was questioning. Like, why are you doing this? Why aren't you going another direction? Why aren't you trying to get away? She kept just stumbling back into the same places, which obviously is what's going to create the conflict. It's what makes the movie exciting. But you ask yourself those questions as you're watching the film, and that took away from it a little bit. But I think for the most part, it's just very effectively well made, and it has really great performances that it makes a very easy watch. And I think if you're looking for something to watch on Shudder, Azrael is 100% worth your time. So have you seen Azrael? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I really enjoyed this movie a lot, and I think it is worth your time watching. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.